We will pray for the least of these. For the child in the womb, we fall down on our knees. We will pray for the least of these. To be loved and accepted, safe and protected. We will pray for the least of these. We will speak for the least of these. A voice for the voiceless, the pain no one sees. We will speak for the least of these. That eyes may be open, hearts may be broken. We will speak for the least of these. We will stand for the least of these. We will reach out our hands to their parents in need. We will stand for the least of these. Bring help to the helpless, hope to the hopeless. We will stand for the least of these. To be loved and accepted, safe and protected. That eyes may be open, hearts may be broken. We will stand for the least of these. We will stand for the least of these.
Well, hello, it's Janet Morana, Executive Director of Priest for Life, and I hope you enjoyed that song, The Least of These. We're going to get to that topic in a minute, but first, I know if you are watching our promotion, you were expecting Nadine Manza today to talk about, she's a commissioner with the International Religious Freedom within the United States, and unfortunately, it's a kind of good news, bad news. Bad news is she's not here with me today. Good news is she'll be back later next month. We're going to get her back on. And really what happened was she was over in Iraq and Syria. She was supposed to fly home on Friday and be on the show today with me. But unfortunately, the business she was doing over in Iraq and Syria, they asked her to stay a few more days. So actually, as I'm speaking to you, Nadine is on a plane flying back to good old USA. So I apologize for not giving you Nadine, but we will get her sometime in May. We'll check her schedule and I will have her back. But today, we're going to have a very important discussion. First of all, you saw that great video, and that song was written especially for Priest to Life from Jamie Owens Collins. She professionally recorded it, and we're so grateful to her for giving us that beautiful, beautiful song, The Least of These, the Unborn Children. And that's what we're going to talk about today, because you realize, most women, when they consider abortion, they're thinking about it in the first few weeks of their pregnancy. And this is when the chemical abortions, as you hear about, the RU486, happen so much. And very often, why are these women having these abortions? Well, I know from talking to the women from Rachel's Vineyard and Silent No More who regret their abortion, they're faced with an unexpected pregnancy, and all the pressure comes surrounding them right then and there. Oh, you're not ready to be a mom, right? Oh, no, I don't want to be a mom. Okay, well, you're already a mom. I have to tell you, it's not you're going to be a mom. You're already a mom. But then they start thinking about things like, if they're in school, am I going to get kicked out of school? Am I going to lose my scholarship? If they have a job, am I going to get fired? If they live at home with their parents, am I going to get thrown out? These are all the reasons that go swirling in her mind. And too often, she forgets about that unborn child. So we're going to give you today, I'm going to have a great discussion with my guest, and we're going to talk about how you can help these women realize and identify and get to know that unborn child in the very, very first weeks of her pregnancy. So stay with us now, because I'm going to bring on with me, actually, she's my sister-in-law. She's married to my brother, John, but she also works here with Priest for Life with me and Father Pavone. I don't know what we would do without her. She helps me with the staff. She assists me, Father Pavone. There's so many tasks she does, but welcome to the program, Theresa Watson. Theresa, welcome.
Thank you so much, Janet. This is fun. I'm so glad to be able to
Well,
join you today.
Nadine's stuck on a plane, and Theresa said, no, Janet, come on. We have plenty to talk about, so welcome to the program.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Well, like I was just saying, the unborn child, very often, as you know, women, they find out they're pregnant. Usually they're finding out sooner and sooner, as we know,
Yes.
with technology and everything else. And people are, I think, more aware than when we became moms, right?
Yes.
Back in the day.
Yes.
Well, to find out you were pregnant, you had to first go to the doctor, right, and get tested, right?
Exactly.
There was no such thing as go to the drugstore and get a pregnancy test, the EPC and APT and all that. So we had to actually make a doctor's appointment.
Right.
And so usually we were a good, probably 7-8 weeks into our pregnancy before we even saw the doctor. And then they would take a blood test until you got they would tell you, well, I think you're pregnant, and it seems like you're pregnant, because this was before sonograms even.
Of course.
And then you had to wait for the lab results, and then you got the call. So now you're about 10 weeks pregnant, and then bingo, okay, you're having a baby, and you're all excited, yay!
Yes.
But what happens now, as you know, unfortunately, these girls find out weeks into their pregnancy. They're only a couple, as soon as they skip their period, they're a couple days late. They're running to the drugstore and getting checking out the pregnancy thing.
Yes.
And so the decision to have that baby or not have the baby comes thrusted right in front of them right away. I mean, can you think back when you were pregnant with your kids? I mean, abortion was a consideration. What was it? Just what? Excitement?
Of course.
I'm going to have a baby. I'm going to be a mom.
Yes, excitement. And we know firsthand with some of the people that call and friends of ours that call, they know someone and they're asking, for help. And it always seems to be the woman that's anticipating what is she going to do. The focus is on her. Right. Is on how is this going to affect me?
Right.
And, in my life, and, I have a new boyfriend, or, my husband and I aren't planning any more children, whatever the case is, a new job. And so it's all about me, and not the focus on the baby, because they can't really understand. And that's why I'm excited about what we're going to talk about today.
That's right.
So,
and as you know, very often, even though we have ultrasound, too often they buy this concept that, it's not really very formed yet. It's just a bunch of cells. It's okay. It's okay. You can, have the chemical abortion, take the pills. Everything's going to be wonderful. So what we're going to talk about now, and I know we're both very excited about this, here at Priest for Life, we have the opportunity to, it's the Center for Bioethical Reform. They did these great pictures We refer to them as the NASA baby pictures, as you know, because the special technology was used, kind of like what they do with satellites in space, how they layer up the pictures to get a sharper image. So these are images of the unborn child in the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th week of pregnancy. And we developed, I have to put on my glasses here, Theresa, and we have developed here at Priest for Life. This is brothers and sisters, this is just for you to know. It's a brand new brochure. Take a look. It says, "My heart beats just like yours." So what we're asking you to do is identify with this baby. The baby is saying to you, my heart is beating right now, just like yours. And look at that image. So there he is, cute little baby from one of these images. And so we came up with this idea once we were offered these images to say, what better way, right, Theresa, than to get the word out about, hey, let's take another look. And you know, Theresa, as you know, I've been in this movement for like 30 years, 3 decades. And back in the early days, they had that phrase, abortion stops a beating heart. Okay?
Yes.
Which that's great. Abortion does stop that beating heart. But now this is a new way of repackaging that old concept into a newer form. So let's open up the brochure.
Okay.
And let's look. I'm going to show it up to the camera. Look at that brochure with all those images. Okay? And this very first one is a embryo alive in the uterus 7 weeks following fertilization. So now, Theresa, you're going to pretend now, because what this brochure does, it says, I'm going to read it to you. The word unborn has 2 meanings. In one sense, it refers to all those who will be born, no matter how far into the future. Those to be born 100 years from now on, in that sense, unborn. But the word also refers to those who have not yet been born, but already exist and are living and growing as unique human beings in their mother's womb. These are the children we introduce to you in this brochure. Now, meet the unborn child. So, Theresa, introduce us to our baby at 7 weeks.
Yes, this is 7 weeks following fertilization. At this point, I am still, in scientific terms, an embryo. From 7 to 7.5 weeks, my tendons attach leg muscles to bones and knee joints appear. By 7.5 weeks, my hands can be brought together, as can my feet. I can kick and will jump if startled. By 7 to 7.5 weeks, my nephrons, the basic filtration units in my kidneys, begin to form.
Wow. And here, I'm going to hold it up to the camera. Look at that baby. Look at that. Amazing, right? Okay, now I'm going to go on. 8 weeks. 8 weeks following fertilization. I am no longer called an embryo and am now called a fetus. My heart has already beaten over 7 million times. Write that alone, Theresa. Isn't that a game changer?
Absolutely.
7 million times the heart's been beating. So when this says my heart beats just like yours, it's in these early stages when this mom is considering an abortion, that heart's already been beating 7 million times. Okay, and now the baby says, my heart began to beat 3 weeks and 1 day following fertilization. So really what that means, Theresa, is that mother has barely gone to buy that pregnancy test at the drugstore, and that baby's heart has begun beating.
Exactly.
So this is a living human being.
Right. This changes the game a little bit where, it could no longer say a clump of cells where you can, really, really picture it and
there it is, right?
Yes.
Okay. It says, now the baby says, I am now the size of a cherry tomato. Okay, so here's about a cherry tomato, right? I have more than 4,000 body parts routinely found in newborns and adults and possesses about 1 billion specialized cells, forming nearly all components of all body systems. Amazing.
Wow.
I am beginning to perform occasional breathing motions. My eyelids have begun to fuse together and completely cover my eyes. And if you look at that baby, I mean, it's hard for the camera, but if you see it, that baby's eyelids are closing. See, if you look at the baby, Theresa, look on the back, you see the eye is opened wide with no eyelid.
Right.
So what it's saying right now, just a week later, there it is. The eyelid has now formed. So now that baby has an eyelid, which means if they have an eyelid like you and me, that means it can open and close its eyes, right?
Exactly.
All right, let's go on. 9 weeks, Theresa, what's the story?
All right, 9 weeks following fertilization. I am now the size of a small tomato. My face, palms of my hands, and soles of my feet now sense and responds to light touch. So now, I mean, that's amazing, right? Now
Right.
it's,
Yeah.
you can, the baby can respond. My mouth opens and closes and my tongue moves.
Oh, so it can stick out its tongue.
Exactly. I am now swallowing amniotic fluid. I could sigh, stretch, and move my head. As a baby girl, I have early reproductive cells in my ovaries.
Wow.
I have begun sucking my thumb. I have begun grasping objects. If touched near my mouth, my face now turns toward the side touched. I have begun to yawn. Isn't that? Yes.
Imagine that.
But not only that, Janet, but to be able to, if touched, to turn
Turn their
towards it.
face.
So, what does that say?
That's right. The baby responds to stimuli. That's what it is.
That's exactly right.
Okay, now I'm going to go on to now 10 weeks. 10 weeks following fertilization, I am now the size of a purple top turnip. Oh, let's see. What's that? That's about this, right?
Mhm.
Purple top turnip.
Yeah.
Look, that's about the size of this baby right now. And that's only at 10 weeks. Look at that. Okay. And let's see, my body weight has increased more than 75% just this week alone. My bones are hardening throughout my body. My fingernails and toenails have begun to grow. The right and left sides of my brain are connecting. My unique fingerprints have begun forming. Lightly touching one of my upper lids causes both eyes to roll downward. Wow. And we know all about, the fingerprints, how
Yes.
each person's fingerprint is totally unique.
Mhm.
There's no two fingerprints
Yes.
alike, not even twins.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. And then, of course, we add to this brochure because, when people look, okay, that's nice, Jan and Theresa, okay, we see the unborn child. Yeah, right. Okay. What else? Well, what we did was we tossed in down at the bottom of the brochure. You can see here, it says, did you know? Okay, that's the part I like. Did you know? Okay, and the first one, it says, since 1973, over 62 million abortions have been performed in the United States alone. And that's from the analysis of the CDC and the Guttmacher data. Now, Guttmacher is the research arm of Planned Parenthood, the largest conglomerate of abortion clinics nation and worldwide.
Wow.
Yeah.
The numbers are just really staggering.
That's right.
And also 354,871 abortions were performed at Planned Parenthood, the nation's largest abortion business, in the 2018 to 19 fiscal year.
And that's that statistic we got from the records of Planned Parenthood themselves.
Exactly.
So they're admitting that in a year and a half time, I mean, it's almost very close to they killed 500,000 kids, just them alone, not counting all the other abortion clinics. Amazing.
And to not even, Janet, you think about that number is astronomical. And we think in the terms of children, of babies, but think in the terms of, of adults, of what these children could have become.
That's
and
right.
what we have eliminated.
The potential.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. Every child has a potential and a unique life.
Yes.
And what they're doing is I always think back to people who have said to me, yeah, well, how come we haven't gotten a cure for cancer? Well, you keep praying to God, Lord, send us a cure for cancer. Right. God's answer is, I already did. Yeah. A lot of those children would have been doctors or scientists that were aborted. Yes. And they had that genius. They had that ability, but you didn't let them live. Yeah. You didn't let them be born. Here's another fact. 20,000 women annually suffer abortion complications, and that statistic came from the National Center for Biotechnology Information. Wow. Unbelievable.
Yeah, and you see firsthand a lot of these complications.
Oh, absolutely, with the women from Silent No More.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, another statistic, 300 legal abortion clinics in 39 states was cited for health and safety violations from 2008 to 2020. And that was cited from the Americans United for Life.
And see, this really debunks the whole myth of making abortion legal made it safe. Right. And we know not just by these statistics, but by the women from Silent No More and the physical damage done to so many women that we hear about, that abortion was not a good thing and it's not safe. Right.
Right.
The whole Bill Clinton line of let's make abortion safe, legal, and rare is so ridiculous. Abortion is not rare and it's not safe. End of story.
Yes.
And of course, final statistic here, 15 states do not license or inspect abortion businesses. At least
Wow.
15 states. So it's obvious this brochure is really a great tool, brothers and sisters. And you can go to our website, prolifeproducts.org, and order these great brochures. And come on, we could all do something to educate people. And this brochure, I can picture it in the back of a church, in their literature rack, in schools, in pregnancy centers. There's a whole great uses for this because it's really straight biology. There's no pictures about abortion. It doesn't say the word abortion here in any way. It's really a great educational piece. And I know, Theresa, we have some other products we created too, because we're so
Yes.
excited about this project,
Yes,
right?
we are very excited about this project because it is new for us. And we have these beautiful stickers, and we made some buttons as well. So some great, promotional tools for this to be able to, you wear a button like this and it starts a conversation.
Absolutely. And this sticker, when you think about it, Theresa, it's great to go on in schools, on the lockers.
Yes.
A lot of high school kids, if they can't put the sticker on the outside of their locker, sometimes they all decorate the inside.
Mhm.
And very often they have their locker open and they're getting their books, and other kids are walking by and they see those messages. And I know a lot of people, they tend to like to put stickers on their laptop.
Mhm.
So when the laptop is up like this, people are getting that message.
Yes.
Especially if you're like working in a library or on a plane, people see that laptop and what it says.
Yes.
And then finally, Theresa, the thing that excites me the most,
Yes.
and I know we can't wait till we're going to get our own. We came out with a brand new T-shirt that says, "My heart beats just like yours." Look at that.
Yes.
My heart beats just like yours. Great T-shirt. It's available in sizes small, medium, large, extra large, and we even have double X. So this is a great thing to wear. It's a real conversation starter. It would make a great gift if you know some kids that are graduating high school or school. It's a great way to give a nice little present with their card. And of course, they'll want the check in the card. But this T-shirt is a great T-shirt for them to have. So my heart beats just like yours. We're so excited about this new initiative, and you can go to prolifeproducts.org to order the buttons, the stickers, the T-shirt, and of course those brochures. And of course, you'll get to see all the other great items we have on our store. So Theresa, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. We had this cute little conversation, but we always have to keep educating people about the unborn child, and then, about what abortion does to that child. And also too, we want people to know there's help available. There's, Theresa, there are over 3,000 pregnancy help centers all over the United States.
Mhm.
These wonderful pregnancy centers that are there to assist the women so that they don't have to feel that the only choice is abortion. And really, in comparison, there's only about 700 abortion clinics left. So we're winning this thing.
Yes, we are.
More and more of these abortion clinics are closing, and more pregnancy centers are opening up. And really, the pro-life movement is about helping women, not condemning women, holding their hands, saying, we've got the solutions. We can help you. Don't be afraid to be a mommy.
Right.
We will provide whatever you need, right?
Yes.
So again, brothers and sisters, join us in our new project. My heart beats just like yours. That's what the unborn baby say. Go to Pro-Life Products today. Order these products and spread the word. So guess what? There's some abortions only you can stop, and some lives only you can save. Join me again next time on Just Ask Janet. Thank you.